Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take a look at the weekly time frame and discuss why the weekly time frame is so important for all traders. The weekly time frame, first and foremost, when you look at each candlestick on the weekly time frame, each candlestick represents 1 week of price data or whatever price did for that week, or price action, however you want to say it. But each candlestick, each individual candlestick right here represents 1 week of price data. So this is everything that took place with price for last week, for the entire week of last week, because today is Sunday. The market hasn't opened yet, but based on last week, this is everything that took place in terms of price for last week. It's all in this one candle right here. So this is the week before last, so on and so forth, right? But the weekly time frame has more, or it shows a lot more than just what price has done, either for the current week that you're in or the previous week. The weekly time frame shows you what price is going, or it shows you at least where price has come from for the weeks preceding the week that you're in. So let me back up and say this. If you go ahead, if you're using MT4, right, and you go ahead and you place the session break lines on your platform, you would just go, you would click properties, you will go right here to where it says common, and then you will make sure that this box is checked right here, this show period separators. You will make sure this period separator box is checked, and once it's checked, you're going to get this line right here. This line is going to appear on your charts. Now on the weekly time frame, from this line to this line represents a full year of price data. So you should have 52 weeks. There's 52 candles from this line to this line. So this is all of 2019 right here, right? This right here, this session from this line to this line was all of 2018. Okay. So as you know, if you really look at the chart, the weekly tells you a lot more information than just what this one candle did last week. Okay. For instance, if you take a look at, if you go back to 2018, let's just start right here, and you see price bounce right off this level right here of support, of resistance, right? So price came all the way down, right? Came down to this level of support to begin 2019, right? Price retraced a little bit, came back, went through the level, came down, retraced, and then went and touched this level right here. So it came from this major level of 2 years to this level right here of 1 year. And if you look at it right here, you can draw a complete trend line right here, showing the way that price traded. Right now, what happened after that? Well, in 2020, price bounced off this level, came up, it retraced back to the breach level, which the level of, once it broke this level right here of resistance, it came back and it retested this level, right? Well, the level's a little bit higher, but it retested this level right here of resistance, turned into support right here. And now it's bouncing off this level. You see it? So now that it's bouncing off this level, we can assume that price wants to go higher, right? It may retest this level again. After it breaks through this level right here of resistance turns into support, and there's a good chance that price may bounce higher. Continue up, back to retest this level right here of resistance, right? So here's why I say that. Simply because no matter what time frame you're on, price moves pretty much the same way. And price has a tendency to bounce, retrace, support always turns into resistance, resistance always turns into support. Well, not always, but a lot of the time it turns into support, and resistance vice versa. Price often comes back, retests the level to continue in the ways of the dominant trend. Okay. The thing about the weekly time frame is that the weekly time frame engulfs or encapsulates so much in its candles that these trends on the weekly are a lot stronger than the trends on the daily. They're a lot stronger than the trends on the 4 hour or the 1 hour or the 30-minute, 15-minute time frames, because there are their weekly movements in the market, their weekly trends, and they encompass so much of the price of what's going on with the price. Where the market makers would like to take the market, it is encompassed so much in the weekly candles. So I say that just to say the trends on the weekly time frame are a lot stronger than the trends on the lower time frames. All right. So how do we use the weekly time frame to trade if you are a position trader? Well, position traders, they hold trades for months, for weeks, months, even years. So clearly you can see, if you're a position trader, how you would use this. Well, what if you're a swing trader? Well, if you're a swing trader, which means you can hold a position for a few days up until a few weeks, you could always make sure that you're taking trades in line with the dominant trend. If you're a swing trader. So if you know, starting on the weekly, doing your top down approach, that the weekly candle last week was the bias was to the upside, well, you have a good idea that at least to begin the week, or at least after it breaks a level of support and resistance, you have a high probability that the trend will continue, with the bias or the direction of the trend will still continue, because these candles, these weekly time frame candles, are so powerful, right? There's a good chance that whichever way price is moving, it's going to continue that way. All right. So how do you use the weekly time frame if you are a day trader? Well, same concept as if you were a swing trader. If I'm a day trader, right, and I have a bias that price wants to go up, well, I'm only looking for my trades throughout the day. Or when I put it like this, when I analyze my pairs that I'm going to be trading, right, I want to make sure that to give myself the best opportunity for high probability setups, I want to just make sure I want to be taking the trades that's in the direction of the weekly trend, Simply meaning, if you're trading day by day, then price doesn't just go in one direction. So if the weekly time frame, if the trend is up during the course of the week, you may have a couple days of pullback. Well, if you have a couple days of pullback, you probably want to stay out of those trades until price reverses and falls back in line with the weekly trend, right? This will just make your trading, or make your trade setups, more high probability, to the point where once you take a trade, there's a better chance that you will have a successful trade, and you would avoid any serious or major drawdown, because keep in mind, you're trading in the overall direction of the weekly trend. As a matter of fact, before you take a trade, you should already have confirmation that price wants to go, or price is getting back in line with the direction of the weekly trend, right? So in short, guys, you can use the weekly time frame to trade any trading style, whether you're a position trader, a swing trader, or a day trader. The weekly time frame is really helpful. It's good that you understand what the weekly time frame represents. Let's not just look at the weekly time frame candles as saying that, the candle represents a week of price data. We know that's kind of like the obvious, but look back to the chart. Look back on the chart, so you can get a direction of where price has been and where price wants to go. Okay. And by looking at the weekly time frame, you can get a really good indication about where price wants to go. Doesn't mean it's time to trade it yet, but you have patience, good money management, most importantly, good patience. You can wait until price lines up in the direction of the overall trend, which is the weekly trend, and trade in that direction. Just give yourself better high probability for trading. So, hey guys, if you've learned anything in this video, please like, then share the video, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Forex King Forex King YouTube channel. I really would appreciate it. Thank you guys. Have a good day.